Hello and welcome to this week's Funnyfarm podcast special. And this week we have somebody very professional on because he's got a very professional backdrop. His name's Colin Manford. Welcome, Colin.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
How are we doing, mate? It's plain comedy. I can't wait. I'm doing your gig in August. Can't wait, mate.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. Oh, it'd be great to have you on.
Yeah, brilliant.
Keep growing.
Me and Colin, I met you years and years ago. Do you still do gigs for mirth?
No, absolutely not. Are we allowed to swear on this pod?
Yes, of course. Yeah. You say whatever you want, mate.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Nerve control.
Yeah, I started about 15, 16 years ago, but then I did 2 or 3 years and then quit. And like when I came back in November 24, I did a couple of gigs for mirth, and they were so bad. Like the second one didn't happen. The time changed, so we all arrived early, but no one had told the audience. 2 audience members turned up, and Graham Rayner was emceeing, so he asked them if they wanted to do the gig, and they were like, "Not if it's just us 2." And the first one, both of them were in like pubs that had been turned into Indian restaurants. And there was about 6 people in the first one. It was awful. But when I met you years and years ago, and you won't remember me, obviously you're brilliant, you do really well. But we did a gig. It was at one of the village hotels for mirth control. And it was a really nice gig. And I did 3, 4, 5 of those village ones. And they were really good. But what...
The thing is, they do... when I say fuck them, it's because I've got a personal history with them.
Yeah.
You know, they've got that many gigs that, yeah, they've got loads of lovely ones. And to be fair to them, as a newer act, you'll get a lot of stage time and learn your craft by doing them. It's just everything that comes with it. Like, I've not done a mirth control since we had the fallout. You know, I used to be with them, right? They used to be my agents.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they've got some really lovely gigs, and it pains me that they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, the village hotels are great. But it was mirth control where I got in Bournemouth, where I was in this. I got my first potential attack on stage. This smackhead tried to attack me.
Really?
Madness, mate. So I was on this. It was in this nightclub in Bournemouth, and the room holds. I think if it was full, you're thinking maybe 1,000 people in this room.
Yeah.
And they had sold, I think, 27 tickets. And with that 27, there was a hen do on this side, a stag do, and then this couple in the middle. So, and that's the thing. So, and I was opening. So I've gone on stage and I'm doing my bit, and this guy in the middle, in the couple, he just shouts at me, he goes, "You've got a round head." I went, "Oh, it's a good heckle." And then he goes, "You've got a square head." I said, "Well, give me one shape and let me deal with it." And then he goes, "Where'd you get your shirt from?" I said, "The shop." What's wrong with you? And then he started doing this thing with his arm like this. I was like, "What are you doing now?" And he goes, "Oh, white flag, I give up." I said, "Just shut up then." Like, you don't, just stop it. Anyway, and then he gets up to go to the bar. The bar's behind the stage. It's so open. So we have the stage is there, the crowd in front, and there's like a railing behind us, and that's the bar.
Yeah.
So he's going round, and by this point, I've noticed he's gurning, like he's on something. He's on a lot more than just booze. And then I go to his missus, and it's the standard line, Chris. You know, are you his girlfriend or his carer? It's a line we all use.
Yeah.
And he got a nice laugh, and then I look behind me, and this guy's he's climbing the railing, and he's coming at me. And he looks like, I know it's about to go off. So I just put the mic here in between both our faces, because I'm not going to hit. I'm not a violent person. I've not had a fight since I was 10 years old, but I'm not going to hit first.
Yeah.
I'll see what's going on. Bearing in mind, there's 4 bouncers in the room.
And none of them had done it. Shit.
And then it's so intimidating. I'm thinking I'm about to get hit at some point here. And then the headliner, I think it was, as it told you, he comes out and grabs this guy and takes him outside.
Wow.
So then I finish my set, and I go straight to the bouncers, and I was like, "Where were you just there?" And they actually turned around and went, "Oh, we thought it was part of the show." I'm not. That's a mirth control gig, though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
like I say, like they well, back in the day, I don't think I had a particularly bad one with them. I can remember doing the Burton Brewery. That was dead good.
Oh, Burton's lovely.
Awesome gig that was. I remember doing like Coventry Village was one of my best gigs ever. Like even to this day. And it was like there must have been 400 people in there. I'm doing the middle 10 with two tens, like the open spots in the middle. The other guy had not turned up, so the MC, I can't remember the names of the opener or the MC, but he come up to me and said, "Can you do a bit longer?" So I said, "Yeah, no problem." I'd just kind of getting to the point where I could do like 15 minutes or whatever. So I said, "Yeah, no worries." The MC went on and completely couldn't control the room. There was hen do's, stag do's, rowdy as buggery. So the opener went on, and he was doing all right. And then he when an act commits suicide, they say like they basically he turned around and said, "Oh, I'm a bit shit, aren't I?" or something like that, and it just derailed. And from that point on, he was awful. So then they had the break. The MC says to me, he goes, "Just whatever you do, go on. If you do 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, just if it's shit, just get off there as quick as you can." I ended up doing about 18 minutes. I loved it. I smashed it. And then, what was the name? Mickey Sharma was the closer.
Okay, yeah.
And he had an all right gig as well. So it went all right. But it was one of the best ones I've ever done. And like, I can't remember I think it might have been Walsall where I met you. And that was a really nice gig as well, But like the two that I did since I came back in November 24, mate, both in rugby, both like awful. Like literally, they'd not been to see those venues. They weren't.
Well, they don't. The thing is, it's a shark mentality. They'll just take the gigs and hope for the best. I run playing comedy very strict. I have 10 venues currently, and I'm looking to double that in the next 12 months.
Yeah.
But I have the conversations. I see the venue. I'm a comedian putting on comedy nights for comedians. So the gig, I won't sign up on a playing comedy show unless I know I'm excited to play it.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse as a comedian showing up to a gig, and firstly, you don't know where the gig's going to be. I've walked into gigs before now, and they go, "Whoa, it's usually in that corner."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's not comedy. Like separate room. Some pubs, you go into a pub and it's just free to the public.
Yeah.
And comedy's not. It's not music. It's not where you can just set up and people sing along and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a different art form altogether. So, Mirth Control, yes, they will have some great ones, but equally, he's a shark.
Yeah.
Is this all you do now, Colin? Is it you're just comedy? That's it? Because we have a lot of comedians on. As you can tell, I'm not a comedian. Even though I've got a funny face and all that, I probably do
funny shirt.
And a funny shirt. Yeah, the funny shirt goes away. But is this all you do? Because I say we have a lot of comedians who come on and they've got like a daytime job and they just do this as like a.
No, comedy's my world now. So I got playing comedy. I've got the Playing Comedy Academy.
All right.
So
okay.
The academy launched in September last year, where we do. I mean, it's everything now. The beauty of the academy, it's just evolving all the time. It originally, it was. So I might as well tell you the backstory of why I formed the academy. So just before lockdown, I went through a divorce, and it messed with me mentally. Like I went through depression and anxiety. Anxiety kicked in, and I wanted to quit comedy. I couldn't. The idea of going on stage, it was messing with my head. And this one night, I was running Manford's at the time, so I started Manford's Comedy Club first, and we had a gig in Oswaldtwistle in East Lancashire.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it, so I messaged the booker and said, "Listen, replace me. I can't do this." And on the night, whoever was replacing me had a blowout on the motorway, couldn't make the gig. And it's my business, so I had to go on stage.
Yeah.
And the anxiety was crippling me up until my name got announced, and I got on stage, and I got my first joke came out, got the first laugh, and it just dissolved. The anxiety went away, and it was so powerful. And I thought then, comedy's much more than I thought it was.
Yeah.
I started work on this idea of using comedy as the vehicle to drive change, to help people with confidence, with public speaking, mental health, well-being, or just bucket list items. A lot of people love the idea of being a comedian. Some people just want to do it as a one-off, or it could trigger something in you that I'll give this a go now. So yeah, last September, I was working a day job. I was working in the charity sector for about 3-4 years because I met my girlfriend, and I live with them now, and you know yourself, Chris. Comedy's not the most secure industry. Gigs can cancel, and you know I've got 2 stepkids now, and so I got this job, and I didn't hate it, but it wasn't me. Like I felt clipped, and I wasn't being creative. And then September last year, the universe had a plan. I had a meeting with HR and the bosses, and I thought, you know what, leap of faith.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for it, pull the trigger on this, and I've not looked back. We've launched the academy now. We've done adult workshops, youth workshops, and these are like 6 weeks, so 2 hours a week with a showcase at the end. I work with the King's Trust now doing their confidence building workshops.
Really?
I did away days for Christie's Cancer, the hospital in Manchester.
Yeah.
I did we did like a 1 hour wellbeing session with their clinicians, and I did a feel good day for Wakefield College for their teachers, and it's just wonderful. So I've got the academy doing this. I turned 40 like last year, so I thought I'd do a tour. I've never done a solo show, and that's hard, by the way. I won't be doing that again, but but I did it, you know. Yeah, I just love it, you know. And yes, some months are shit. July, terrible. Like I've got just enough to pay the bills, but I'm paying the bills solely on this because I did it. Just took the leap of faith, and you know, I'm doing my first cruise gig this year.
That's great. It's crazy what you say about like your mental health, and I mean every comedian we've had on. You know, I'm looking at this from the outside the industry. We've had a few. I mean, we've been gone for months, haven't we? Because we've had a lot of comedians on, and every single one of them has had some sort of mental problem in their lives. Comedy as well, not healed it, but it helps them through it.
Therapy.
You know, and yes, it's a therapy, isn't it? And it's like the community, the comedy community as well helps them as well. You know, and that's what drives them forward. It's mad. It is like a massive therapy session for people, isn't it? It's great.
It's crazy as well because I think comedy is great. It's the best industry. I absolutely love it. But mental health in the comedy world, if you think about what we do as a job, everyone sees the finished article. They see the gig. Oh, isn't it great? This is funny. We'll all have a great time. People don't see the kind of drive. Sometimes, you know, if I'm gigging in Cardiff, for instance, or Swansea, that's like you're talking about an 8-hour round trip for me.
Yeah.
So I have all that time on my own.
Yeah.
And then I'm at the gig. I'm surrounded by people. We have a great time. The atmosphere is great. And afterwards, people want pictures, and it's lovely. It feels good. The adrenaline. But then you're driving home on your own. And then by the time you get home, your family are in bed, or some people live on their own, and then so that's why people are surprised at the amount of mental health issues in comedy, but a lot of it comes from that, where we spend so much time on our own, and then we have like 2 hours where we're with people. But comedians are the best people for me. I love all my mates in comedy, and it's great.
It's a wonderful community. It's like I was talking about this on the last one we did, and I said, like, there's the odd dickhead you meet, isn't there? But generally, most people are just nice, just trying to get gigs, trying to get out there, a lot of my stuff's all situational. So a lot of the stuff in my set's about, like, stuff I've been through with alcohol, and, you know, I've got liver disease and stuff like that. So I open my heart on stage, and it's like, it is a therapy session. The one thing that resonated with me there, Colin, was when you said, like, once you got on stage and that first laugh hit, everything kind of goes away. Because I get really anxious before I go on stage, even like after doing it for a long time. I mean, you know, it's been on and off, but as soon as you get that first like reaction, it's just the most wonderful thing, isn't it? And then you don't want to get off stage, then, do you? It's like you want to stay up there. But this podcast was set up, hence the Funnyfarm pod. Initially, the idea was me and Joe, who used to host with me and Charlie in the first place. And it was like, obviously, I do comedy. We both like suffer mental health. And Charlie came on, and when we set it up, it was the three of us. And we've all suffered with our mental health problems in the past. And like, yeah, it just, you know, we're trying to raise awareness. I didn't know about the Plain Comedy Academy, mate. And we often get asked about, you know, how people start. We always ask, how did you get started in comedy and stuff like this, and did you do a course? And there's a lot of people that kind of go, the courses that you can get are a bit rubbish and this, that, and the other. won't name any names, but there's been a few people that have mentioned certain one. Which I'm sure
I know. As soon as you said that, it popped in my head. So
yeah. But it'd be good to do that academy across the country, or is it based in the northwest? Or
yeah, well, I think with how I run everything is I'll take it anywhere.
yeah,
If we can work out the logistics. So the Plain Comedy Academy is a CIC as well. It's a community interest company. So although I'm a director of it, I can't take the profit as my money, and there's no shareholders to pay out. So all profit will go back into the thing. So, for instance, the corporate stuff we do. So we do corporate training sessions. So obviously I'll pay myself the wage for delivering it, but then the profit of that will go into fund a youth workshop.
yeah,
And the beauty of that for the corporate is that ticks their CSR. So obviously a lot of companies have this corporate social responsibility.
yeah,
Which they can write off. They've got a budget. Instead of paying the tax man, will invest in these competence workshops.
training, yeah,
We've got a charity leg which is launching later this year in Sheffield, where we've got a bunch of supporters from the charity are going to be comedians for one night only. So I'm doing 4 sessions with them. They're going to create original material, and they're the acts. And I think they've already sold 500 tickets.
wow,
So this event, it's the same as like I run a few marathons for charity. And I'm pushing myself to this thing. People jump out of planes
yeah,
for charity or wind walks and stuff like that. Public speaking's the top 4 phobia in the world.
yeah,
So when you agree to be a stand-up, it's not just public speaking. Stand-up comedy is a scary job if you're not used to it. So we've got 8 people. It's going to raise about 16 to 20 grand in one night.
wow,
And again, this is the beauty of the academy. So I've quoted a price for that where again I'll pay myself not extortionate enough for my time, and then the profit of that will then again it just circles round. And the idea for the academy is to help as much people as I can, but also to give comedians more work because there's so many gigs, but there's also so many comedians. So I have a guest comedian come into each session, so it's just more jobs to go around. So yeah, with the academy, I think funding's everything. I need funding, so I've got an arts council bid in at the minute. I'm doing a application today with the Amazon Community Fund, and the wellbeing hour is the newest thing I've launched. This is a 1 hour session where you park your troubles at the door. You don't talk about work or anything. We just have 1 hour where we just reset our minds, have a laugh while we're doing it. And
this is one of the most wonderful things I've heard in ages, mate.
Yeah.
Really great. Because like we talk about like bottled up blokes and Andy Mann's Club and stuff like that, specifically for like the men's mental health piece. But like I've said on this podcast so many times that comedy's like the best therapy for me. It's like I've had periods on antidepressants, I've had therapy, proper professional counselling and stuff. So my backstory is like when I was in my 20s, I tried committing suicide. So I've had mental health issues for a long time. Touch wood, everything's cool at the moment, but you still get your ups and downs. So to hear like what you're doing in specifically within the comedy industry and then putting it out into the community is absolutely fantastic. I was going to ask you about your marathon running actually, because I know I've a few bits on Facebook like that. What got you into that? Have you been doing that for years or?
No, so about 4 and a half years. I started running. So I've done 3 marathons since then. So I moved in with my girlfriend, and I hate the gym. But my metabolism doesn't allow me to eat and drink and not exercise. I can balloon up quick, and I don't like the gym. I don't know why. I'll join it, maybe do a month, and then I quit. And this one time, I just thought I might go for a run. Just put some headphones in, and I went for a run around here. So I live in Huddersfield now, and it's beautiful. It's all scenic, and I remember that first run was hard. Like I think it was 3 kilometers, and it took me half an hour. But I kind of there's something about it. It was peaceful, and so I just started doing it. Just started running, like a bit of Forrest Gump mentality. And it was great because I had my thoughts, and I was doing while I was running, I'd come up with some material, or I'd come up with an idea, something creative or whatever. And then we lost my nana, so my dad's mum. She was 99. Wow. Just missed 100.
Missed 100.
yeah, and she was an absolute legend. She was so wonderful, and so she died, and towards the end she developed Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought I'm going to do something for her, and I entered. So I ran the Manchester Marathon for the Alzheimer's Society.
Nice.
So it's the first thing I've ever done. So I trained so hard. I got myself in great shape, and I raised about 3-4 grand for the charity. And
Top.
I just got and I did it. And Manchester's my hometown, and what an experience!
Yeah.
Like, it's every inch of the way is just so supportive, and you have the kids with the little mushroom from Mario side, touch for a power up, and it was great. And then I did. I remember at the time though, because when you do a marathon, you've got to predict your finish time,
Right.
and so they know when to set you off. Now I've never done one before, but in my peak training, I do like 10k a day when I'm running.
Wow.
And I was doing 10k in about 54 minutes.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll be ambitious, and I said 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'll do the marathon in 4. But then on the day when I started, I thought, do you know what? Let's just finish the marathon, and then I can work on that. And then about halfway through, I saw this old man dressed as a pair of scissors, and I remember going, I just need to beat him. But yeah, and it took me ages, by the way. It took me about 40 minutes to get past him.
Yeah.
The man was an absolute athlete. So yeah, so I did it in like 4.5 hours.
Brilliant.
Which I was buzzing, crossed the finish line, cried. It's so emotional. It was crazy. And then I think people say when you do a marathon, your first one or two things will happen. You either go, right, I've done it, I won't do it again, or you get the bug and go, I'm going to do more.
Yeah.
And I was that person. So the next October, I did Budapest.
Wow.
Just for fun, that one. I wasn't for charity, for fun. Listen to me, what a knobhead. I'll do it for fun. But funnily enough, I was working at the day job, and I just fancied doing it. And I messaged, and in October there's loads of marathons around Europe.
Yeah.
There's loads. So I took a screenshot and sent it to my girlfriend and said, "Do you fancy a weekend somewhere?" And she saw Budapest and went, "Okay, yeah. I've always wanted to go to Budapest." And it wouldn't work on my phone. It wasn't mobile friendly. So I went back to my desk, and I was in a rush now, so I rushed it, booked it, took a screenshot, sent it to her, go, right, sorted. And she replied going, "Why have you booked there?" I was like, "Because you said you wanted to do Budapest." She went, "I did, but you've booked Bucharest." So, there's a marathon on the same day in Bucharest, and she's like, "That's where the bad guys from Taken are from." I can't go. So yeah, I managed to sort it out. I did Budapest, and then this year I did London.
Wow. Well, how was that experience?
That was the hardest one.
Yeah.
It was hard, and I did that one for my other nana. So we lost my other nana about 12, 13 years ago, kidney disease. So I did Kidney Care UK, and it was so hot, and it was hard. I don't know why. Everyone kept telling me, "Oh, it's a flat route," and it's not. It's just So it was my longest time. So Manchester was my best time. Budapest was a little bit more, and then London was just really, really, really hard. And I did it on my birthday.
Yeah.
So and I drove home straight afterwards.
Jesus.
Yeah, because I thought I don't want to wake up in London in pain. I might as well just wake up at home in pain. But yeah, great experience. I'd recommend it because once you book something in, your mindset changes. You got something to work towards. So
yeah, it does change.
So I've just got back in the gym. So I've been like the last 2 weeks. I think I've only missed a couple of days, and I'm getting into it. So I've got a few health issues and stuff, and I've gone on medication they put me on statins and they put me on diabetes medication, and I've managed to get rid of diabetes a couple of times before just through diet. So my aim is to get rid of that and come off the medication if I can. I've gone in the gym, but I've always done. I don't think there's been a year since I was 16 where I've not done something in the gym, but it's been a long time since I did it regular and proper. But running's, I just worry about my knees and my ankles because I have a bit of pain in my knees.
Yes, can I interject there? You said 16 since you've done something. Sniffing seats in the gym is not doing something in the gym. You can't count that in years.
God, in our gym, you wouldn't want to sniff them, bloody hell. Yeah. I did do the couch to 5K. I think I got to week 3 on that once, and I find running like
to week 3 on couch to 5K, haven't they? I did that when I lived in Liverpool. They had a running machine. I thought I'd do that. So I was out, and the postman went past and he said, "You using that running machine?" I said, "Yeah, I'm on it. Did couch to 5K." He said, "Can you have it?" I said, "All right, off you go."
that's the best way I've ever heard of getting out of exercise. Postman.
I know, I give him the running machine.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just go inside so the missus doesn't realise that you've took it, mate. Yeah. So how long is it? About 20 odd years you've been going, Colin?
I'm approaching 20 years, yeah.
Wow.
And it's strange, isn't it? Because I was having this a couple of weeks ago. I did Howard Walker's gig in Slough.
Yeah.
Beautiful little 35 capacity venue, like in the middle of summer, and you always evolve and you always learn stuff in comedy. Like I love what I do, and I'm mainly an MC. I MC a lot.
Yeah.
And I love doing my sets and stuff. And I was doing, so it's a 20-minute closing set and 15 minutes, great, because I'm doing all the stuff that I do now about all this relatable stuff about me and the reasons why me and my girlfriend aren't talking to each other and the kids and then the last 5 minutes I switched into, because I used to be really quite dirty and filthy with some of the material. And I flipped into one of them, and it lost the crowd.
Yeah.
And a mixture of, I mean, obviously it's hot as well, but it didn't help that in a room of 35, if you lose 10 of them,
yeah, you've had it, haven't you?
It's awkward.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend came with me to this one, and we was driving home, and I was like, I don't want to do the dirty stuff anymore because it's not who I am now. Whereas I started in my 20s, and I was single, and I was a student, so I did material about that. So obviously a lot of that was just wanking jokes and whatever. And then as I got to my late 20s, I met my ex-wife and we got married. So my material changed to stuff about that, being married and this, that, and the other. And then divorce happened. So then divorce came into the set. So now, like, I'm 41 and I'm in a 5-year relationship. We've got stepkids. Life's really great for me. And that's what I'm talking about. But then suddenly when I did this joke I did a wanking joke at 41. I'm like, it's one of my earliest jokes, but it's just a really good joke.
Yeah.
And it just lost some of the crowd, and I went, I just don't think I want that material anymore. I'll have it because some crowds will want it, and I know I can use it. But yeah, it just doesn't matter how long you've been going. There's always a reminder to go. You've got to keep evolving. You've got to keep regenerating yourself.
If you're MCing and stuff, you can pull. Because I don't do loads of MCing. When I started like 15, 16 years ago, I got pegged as a bit of an MC, so I ended up doing loads of MCing stuff. When I came back this time, I thought I want to focus on my set. And I'm at the stage now where I'm doing a lot of the gigs that you mentioned earlier, where I'm getting paid to open or close, but it's in a pub setting, like one of these pop-up kind of gigs. But you'll know, as you know, obviously I'm not anywhere close to being as established as you are. But like, it's like you kind of have to do that. And some people kind of quaff at it, don't they? Why are you doing gigs like that? Why are you taking 50 quid to do this? But effectively, it's like, because I want to do 20 minutes, I want to do 15, 20, 25-minute sets so that I'm evolving and stuff. And I remember, do you know Peter Fox, the Nottingham reviewer? I mean, he's a lovely guy, but I do like all my stuff's kind of, there's dirty bits in it, don't get me wrong, there's a couple of dark bits, a couple of dirty bits, but they're all like, it's kind of situational, and I'm quite conversational with the audience. That's kind of the style I've got. And I did do a bit where I kind of intimate that this woman who's not my wife sucks my dick. And Peter Fox turned around and says, that's not your persona. That it's like, that's not you and stuff. So I've dropped a couple of bits because of that, because it's dead right. You go all this way about I'm married and my wife's beautiful and I'm punching above my weight with my wife and all this. And then you intimate that you've had an affair. And it's like, well, that completely and you've got to be so mindful, haven't you, about how you structure stuff and what you put in. But yeah, it's interesting. But you've got. I suppose like when I started in comedy, I was with Jane and had got the kids, and because I'm similar to yourself. My kids are stepkids. So Jane was pregnant with one of them when we got together, and then she's got an 18-month-old. So I am dad, and you know, they've not really, never really seen the real dad since they were babies. So, so it's like I do loads of stuff about that, but like it's evolved into like I used to do stuff about when they were kids, and now I do stuff about now they've got boyfriends and stuff like that.
Did you ever do just again thoughts pop in my head and stuff? But I mean, so you got together while she was pregnant?
Yeah.
Which in itself is a story. Not a lot of people could do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you met someone on Tinder and she didn't, and you show up and she's got the bump and stuff, it's that in itself it takes a mindset.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't know what the backstory is either, do you? Like you say, they don't see the real dad. I hate people like that. Anyway, but but you don't know what the story is. If you met someone who's pregnant, you don't know whether someone's died or whatever that is. But was there ever any material? Look at me, I've turned into an interviewer now. Sorry. But did you do material about being with someone who was pregnant already?
No, I've never actually touched on that. To be fair,
because that could have you could probably even do that now. Like
the
fact because already now you've got my attention. But the fact that you said you got with your partner while she was already pregnant, is incredible. That in itself it's not a common thing.
No, it's you dead right.
You could have something that you'd get a reaction from that. You get a very positive reaction as well because you've stepped up as well, and not that you'd see it that way. You're in love and that's your kid.
Yeah.
Of course it is. But to be with someone who's pregnant, whose partner has left and nowhere to be seen, and it's a quick win. That
it's worth
to get a crowd on side. Psychology is everything. The crowd would be with you. You'd have a meeting out of your hand.
Yeah, I'll work on that definitely. Thanks for that, mate.
Set your homework.
Hey, you just got my brain going there about what I've got as well. Actually, I'm thinking about doing a set now. How about that?
Yeah. I think, Charlie, I really think you should. Anyway, you could go to the Plain Comedy Academy and learn how to do it properly.
Yeah, in Manchester. I'm only down the road.
Do you know what? I think everyone should do it. Stand up. Like if you've ever been like the funny one in your friends, or you've always fancied it. Like when I did the adult course in Wakefield, and I had a class of 8, and there was 2 stories that I really love. One was a guy there was a retired couple who signed up, and they're just looking for stuff to do. They're retired now. They're doing all this fun stuff, and he said he wants to do the workshops, but didn't want to do the showcase.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, that's fine. Just learn the skills. I'm not going to force anyone to do anything they don't want to do. The showcase is optional." And anyway, he loved the workshops that much. He ended up opening the showcase.
Wow.
And he smashed it. In the space of, 6 weeks, he absolutely smashed it. But then there was a guy called Nigel, and he literally was sat in the car park an hour before the first session, hovering over the book button. He didn't know whether to do it. And he went, "Oh, fuck it," did it. And he went on second, and he walked on stage, and the first 20 seconds, it was nerves, you could see it. But then when that first laugh, it landed, I saw his body grow.
Yeah.
Like the confidence, I saw it, and he had this swagger across the stage, and it's just fantastic. And then off the back of it, I think 4 of them are doing the open mic scene now.
Brilliant. That's amazing, isn't it?
Everyone should do it.
Where can people book that? Where can people book that?
So if people just go on to the Plain Comedy Facebook page, or they can email me at info@colinmanford.com. And once there's a lot of interest, I can go into an area and put something on. And
right, okay.
Obviously, ideally, if I can get funding, I can subsidise it or make it free. But in some cases, I'm just going to set up, if I can find a nice venue in an area, and then just release 15 places for whatever the fee is to make it kind of sustainable for everyone.
Yeah.
So that's the next stage now, because I've just launched one of the wellbeing sessions in Wakefield in a couple of weeks, and but yeah, just if anyone's interested, they can get in touch with me, and then once I get enough interest, I can move to an area then and put it on.
Any plans of a book, an Amazon book?
Do you know what? A few people have mentioned that, so that's going to be
that's in the pipeline.
Next on the list, yeah.
I love all this stuff. It's brilliant.
It's great.
Just going back to what you said there about the guy who, like, you could see him buzzing and this, that, and the other. My first ever gig, so I was like traditional, you should have a go at this, you're funny in the pub kind of thing. And I'd always loved stand up, obviously watching lots of sitcoms, and I love comedy. It's just like, I absolutely adore it. And I signed up to do a spiky mic gong. That was my first ever gig, right? And it was 16 years ago. I've said this story on here a few times, but I was doing jokes about Jordan's tits and David Beckham. It was awful, Colin. It was absolutely dog shit. And you know the mic format, so you get 2 minutes grace. And I got gonged off at 2 minutes. Like, I was not getting any further. They hated me. But there was like 2 bits of the set where I got belly laughs, and it was just like, that's it. And I got gonged off, and like everyone was, oh, sorry, this, that, the other. And I'm like, no, it was rubbish, but it gave me a buzz. And I went and it was an old course in Nottingham called the Friends of the Mirth, which was run by a guy called Matt Turner. It was just 2 Sunday sessions, and we did you'll know the venue, obviously, but we did the showcase. It was supposed to be in Nottingham, but the venue wouldn't have it. So we did it at Cradley Heath, the Bush in Cradley Heath. And I loved it from then. And like, I set a couple of gigs up myself and MC'd. That's how I ended up. But it's just when you get that, like, when somebody laughs at you, it's better than anything in the world, I think.
It is a great feeling. Gong show. I did a Spiky Mike gong show. Awful for me. Like, I forget where it was now. It might have been the Derby Bless. I'm not too sure. But the 4 of us drove from Manchester, did the car share, because that's not happening anymore. There used to be these comedy car shares, and they were the best.
Yeah, brilliant.
Like, you'd have Warriors, only because my favourite bit, and I'm pretty sure no one hears me now, but there's always a point on the motorway where we used to call it the cunt conversation, because out of the blue someone would just go, do you know who I think's a cunt? And then it was just you start slagging people off. And it was so great, and you knew what level in comedy was depending on who you were slagging off.
Yeah.
If you were slagging off like a low level, like it's because they're not booking you. And then but yeah, we did this gig, and I went on first, and I got gonged off, and the stage was this crate. It was like a little crate.
That sounds like
so. Yeah, so I got gonged off, and I don't know whether Mike was the MC or someone else was MCing, but whoever the MC was got back on the stage, and the weight distribution was all wrong. So the crate lifted up, and the mic fell, and I got twatted in the mouth. So I've just died. The mic's now twatted him in the mouth, and then the driver was going on last. So I had to sit there all night. And when you die at a gig, people treat you like a terminal patient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Or they don't talk to you. It's one or the other. You're like, I had a bad day at the office. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Because at least when you do a gig, if you die in your arse, you can get in your car and bugger off home, can't you? I suppose if you do.
And question everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah. But and did one of the car show win? Because that's awful. It
was shit for all of us.
At least that's one thing that you could just you could talk about stuff and not have to have the bell end in there who's like won it and this being the.
If just one person dies, you can't talk about comedy the whole way home.
No. Car shares. I mean, I car share a little bit with like a lad from Chesterfield. I'll do a bit with him. And Ollie, do you know Ollie Oakley? Obviously, Duncan's missus.
Yeah.
I've car shared with her a couple of times. She doesn't drive, so I've took her to a few gigs and that. But they are good fun. But I used to car share with like Pat Draper and Fran Jenking and people like that in the past, and they're just dead good. I remember one car share. There was me, Fran, James Billington. I don't know if you remember him, and Pat Draper. And halfway through, Billington just pulled out a piece of paper and he goes, "Right, what's your top 6 things on a breakfast?" And we just like messing about, like, what would you have on your perfect fry up? And so it's just random shit that you did, wasn't it? It was like just mad.
Yeah.
I remember me and.
But what? People fall asleep in car shares. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
We've had comedians fall asleep. You're like, no, we're all in this now. You can't be having a nap.
No, that's it. We're all away.
Not on this etiquette.
I remember me and Fran drove up to. Do you remember Mr. Ben's in Leeds?
Oh, brilliant night that, yeah.
I've only ever done it once, mate. We drove all the way to Leeds and there was about 3 people in there and a dog. It was such. I remember thinking, this is such a lovely venue. It deserves a lot more. So we kind of workshopped like the night. I think it was meant to be a gong show. Then we workshopped it, but yeah. Have you ever, obviously, you mentioned about people slagging other acts off. I'm guessing probably not. Have you ever had anyone who's not realised who you are and slagged Jason off?
Kind of.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then, but not like proper slagged him off, but he's a big boy, he can handle himself. But
Yeah.
my favourite moment, get this, so when I was, maybe 10 years in, I got this job working for O2, in the live chat, in the call centre.
Yeah.
And obviously, Joe, you do the icebreakers, and everyone, when people find out you do comedy, it's unique. People are quite excited because comedy's not a job you come across often.
No.
So obviously people knew I did comedy and whatever. And then this one day, it was so brilliant. We had to shadow someone. So they put us on to shadow someone who was already working. And I'm sat with this guy. And the person who's training us went to the guy with me, went, "Oh, you know a few comedians, don't you?" To this guy. And he goes, "Oh, yeah. And he goes to me, "Do you know Jason Manford?" I'm like, yeah. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I know him." I went, "Oh, all right, no way." And then he goes like this, he goes, "And do you know his brother, Colin Manford?" I know him as well. And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, yeah. He goes, "Strange that, because I'm Colin Manford and I don't know who you are." It was one of the moments where he went back to his laptop.
Wow, what a moment. You would fucking...
It's such a beautiful lie, though, because for someone because obviously I've got no profile, and that's a beautiful lie that no one's going to question, because why would you lie about it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Famous people, yeah, you're like, that's bullshit. Whereas at that low level of, I know this person, no one's going to question that. It was just a great moment. I loved it. Absolutely loved the moment.
I heard it.
Curb your enthusiasm.
Because we mentioned, like, obviously me and Colin were chatting earlier, we mentioned about our love for true crime. So there was an incident I was watching a podcast with, you must have heard of the Gunn family in Nottingham. So they got, Colin Gunn still in prison for murdering a family. But I was watching a podcast with Dave Gunn, who's the brother. He's done lots of time in prison. Very, these guys don't take any messing about. It's like hit now and think later. And there was a story that he said about, he was in a pub and this guy was like kicking off or whatever. So Dave Gunn goes over and like says, "This is our pub, fuck off." And this guy turned around and goes, "Do you know who I am? I'm Dave Gunn." Straight to him, and he just knocked him out like in that moment. But I know it's a totally unrelated thing, but like that's so.
Yeah.
I know that's mad, isn't it? Why would you do that? I don't know.
Well, you don't. I suppose you don't think you're going to get called on it, but to do it in front of the person himself, it's. But yeah, I think it's for me. It's funny because, I address who my brother is, because it's not a Smith or a Jones Manford. So
Yeah.
like I might set my opening jokes about it, about who my brother is, because otherwise it's the elephant in the room, isn't it? But he used to make me laugh. So before people realise I did comedy, the amount of people who come up to me and go, "Oh, are you Jason's brother?" I'm like, yeah. And then firstly, some people go, "No, you're not." I said, "Well, why would I lie? Why would I lie about him being my brother?" And then the other one that used to make me laugh was I was out on Deansgate in Manchester, and someone said, "Oh, I heard you're Jason Manford's brother." I'm like, yeah. And he goes, "Oh, can I have a picture?" I went, "Why?"
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but why? Why are you taking a picture with me? I could take a picture with anyone here now and go, "Oh, I'm out with Johnny Depp's cousin."
Yeah.
It means nothing.
Yeah.
Or the one person, again, this is before. If you don't know who I am or what I do, someone, "Oh, you Jason Manford's brother?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Tell us a joke then." I went, "I'm not him." Do you know what I mean? Like my other brother's a plumber. Do you want me to come and have a look at your toilet?
Thought you Ben there. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? I mean, like at the end of the day, mate, you're like great on the circuit, and what you're doing is great, and it's like that. I don't know. Does it get? Must be a bit annoying, I suppose. But you're a great comedian in your own right, And
well, that's it. It's just comes with it. He's been there and done it.
Yeah.
And it's great, and I'm proud of him, and he's doing different things now. It's what it is, isn't it?
I've got to. I didn't have a clue, and looking at you now, you can see the resemblance.
Yeah,
And the name.
same dentist.
So you've got another brother who's a plumber. Has he ever ventured or done anything in the arts?
Stephen's actually a magician.
Ah, right, okay.
Stevie Mandini.
Stevie Man, I like it.
So yeah, absolutely brilliant. He's award winning. He's in the magic circle. He's absolutely fantastic. So there's actually 5 of us, so the kids. So there's me, Jason's the oldest, Stephen and me.
Yeah.
And a 13-year gap, and then mum and dad started again. So same parents, and had 2 more. But that story's good actually. I'll tell you that if you want.
Yeah.
It's actually very naughty. So my mum, she loves kids. Like she's got grandkids now, and she's that person. But so she wanted to start again. So I was 13 when she had Danielle. So that's my sister. So my mum wanted to have kids, and dad didn't. But obviously, like we all know, any compromise lands on the side.
Yeah.
So what my mum did, my mum went to the doctors and had a coil removed. Didn't tell my dad.
Wow.
And then she got pregnant. But it was so funny. Like she told me, I was the first person she told. I was 12 at the time, and then she told some of the family. My family are all wind-ups. My mum's side are all Irish, and they're all about the wind-up. So we're at home. My dad, he was working in the centre of Manchester, and all the buses weren't running. So he had to walk home from the centre of Manchester to Wally Range, and it was pissing it down. So he's come in and he's angry. He's just in a mood. And then my uncle's on the guitar singing lullabies. He knows now. And then my mum didn't even sit him down. She just turned around and went, "Manny, I'm pregnant." And I still remember it perfectly. He stared at her and just went, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Sharon." And just walked away. It's so lovely.
What a response that is.
Yeah, fuck's sake, Sharon. And then a year later, she got pregnant again with Niall, my youngest brother. And then my dad got the snip. He took control then. He booked in.
Yeah, I'm not having any more.
So funny though. So now it's five of us. But yeah, Danielle and Niall are not interested in performing. Danielle lives in Australia now and we've got a family out there. Niall runs Jason's paddle academy, so
Yeah, because Jason's lost a load of weight, hasn't he? Like, I've seen that online and whatnot. And he's mad into paddle, isn't he?
Yeah, paddle's great for them. I'm the only one who's not played it yet, so I need to. But I am going to get into it because one of my newest playing comedy venues is Huddersfield Tennis Club.
Nice.
And they were the first, I think the first paddle court in the north.
Wow.
About 30 years ago.
So if anybody asks me if I know any famous comedians, mate, I would be saying I know Colin Manford before Jason, just so you know.
Half a loaf of bread guy.
Yeah, half a loaf went viral for some Warburtons.
I'm quite conscious we're getting up to one now. Can I just ask? I'm just going off on a tangent here. Did you watch the World Cup last night? The final.
The shittest game of football I've ever seen. Final.
I fell asleep. But like I'm not asked about the football. Did you watch the halftime show?
Oh God! And you know what? That's how shit the football was. That I actually forgive the halftime show now because at the time I'm going, what are we watching here? You have a pre-show. America should never get football ever again.
No. That was disgraceful. That halftime show. Did you see it, Chris?
No, I flicked it on.
We don't want to know what you were doing during the match.
I'll tell you the reason. As soon as England went out, I didn't watch the third place playoff. I tracked what the score was and stuff, but I wasn't bothered. And I said, I'm not going to watch the final. But my daughter, she was like, I've never seen a penalty shootout in a World Cup. And it was 0-0. And I thought, oh, there's a chance. So I flicked it on at about 65, 70 minutes. I watched the end. So what was the show then? Because I've not seen that.
Oh, so it was. I mean, you had Madonna did a pre-record, and then just walked out with the real Ronaldo and Ronaldinho in a very awkward moment.
Oh, right.
Honestly, it looked like Katie Price and Harvey. I thought it was. It was.
I saw a few people post that.
It was bizarre.
Absolutely ludicrous.
I'm going to have to watch it.
Sesame Street were there. Sesame Street, they did a performance. Chris Martin stood with a bunch of kids.
Yeah, singing love.
Didn't do anything. Justin Bieber slowed it right down.
Yeah.
Did an acoustic set. Shakira and Burna Boy was the highlight.
Right.
I thought the highlight was afterwards when they said to Rooney, they were asking everybody, what do you think of that? They come to Wayne Rooney, said, what do you think of that? What do you think of it? He said, it was crap.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw somebody put that on Facebook.
They said, well, what was the best bit for you? And when it finished.
Yeah.
Fair play to it. Fair play
There's
to
no
it.
need for it. The American World Cup's been so corrupt and dodgy.
Yeah.
It's unreal. But do you know what? That was justice last night. I was so conflicted because I had Argentina in a sweepstake.
Yeah.
But the way they played against us in the semis and how they played last night, they didn't have a single shot in the 90 minutes. And they just kick fuck out of everyone. They're dirty. Little dirty fucking ratty team.
We were talking about, me and Charlie just had a quick chat about this before you came on, mate. And Charlie's big into his rugby, so he watched the English team beat them in the rugby. And I said there's probably cleaner tackles in the rugby than there was in the fucking football when they played us, mate.
Did you see the challenge that got him sent off last night, though?
Yeah.
You can't wheel someone across the pitch and then complain about it.
No. Get the yellow card for dissent and then do that. It's ridiculous.
Every time England scored a try, there was no, because he played in Argentina, there was no sound. You could hear a pin drop. It was crazy. The craziest rugby match I've watched. And then at the very end, it was down to it. It went over the 18 minutes. You know, rugby, they carry on until the ball goes out to play. If they score a try and convert it, it's a draw. Anyway, they scored a try, but it went to all the cameras and everything, and like the rugby version of VAR, and it was discounted. So it was fucking brilliant. It was so sweet at the end. It was fucking amazing. I don't think they would have got the conversion anyway, because it would have been from a difficult angle. But it was just sweet justice. It was brilliant. I loved that.
So did that try that was disallowed end the game as well?
Yeah, that was it. Because they just said, "Don't try. Off you go. Bye. They've won."
That's amazing.
And all the Argentinians were booing.
Yeah.
I bet, yeah. Justice, that though.
I don't know what to make of what Tuchel did though. After, I mean, I didn't watch the England France game, but to go out there and score 6 goals, Saka gets a hat trick.
It's a long game though. It meant nothing, so everyone was just. Like, it annoys me that Saka wasn't fit enough for the semis, but he could play the full dead rubber.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's a joke.
FIFA, what they need to do with that is either scrap that game or make it so whoever comes first, second, and third fucking qualifies for the next World Cup.
They make it a worthwhile game. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and that's how they need to do it, or just scrap that game. Just scrap it. There's no need for it.
Well, do you know what's not fair as well is. Someone said this the other day at a gig, and they were like, "So you're knocked out. You get beaten in the semis. You're knocked out, but you still play this third place. So your goals. So Mbappe's won the Golden Boot by scoring 2 goals in a game that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Which is great because Messi didn't get it because I don't want anything to do with Argentina doing anything. The way they've played is anti-football.
Yeah.
But still, 2 goals in that game. Saka's now got 3 goals, but they shouldn't count because You're out. You've been beaten.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stupid.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and then
Anyway.
Donald Trump tried to steal the show, didn't he? In the fucking when they were lifting the cup.
Rodri had to get off the stage.
Yeah.
He's a moron, Donald Trump.
He wouldn't fucking go, but he got booed when he come on the pitch as well, didn't he? Like
him and Fantino.
Yeah.
A pair of them just corrupt.
Yeah.
It's not even the word.
They just need to get somebody who can fucking aim a gun next time. I'm sorry, I know it's controversial, but a couple of inches and we wouldn't have to bother with the orange prick, would we? I'm with you, mate. I can't stand him. He's just a vile human being. He's quite clearly a sex pest. How...
He's just paid a woman $5 million for raping her. $5 million, for raping her. And he's the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
And funnily enough, last night, the World Cup is all about inclusiveness and we welcome people from all around the world. Like, Trump doesn't.
No.
Trump doesn't.
We don't reckon we slated him that much on this fucking pod. We'll never get into America while he's in power.
Well, that was like a standard weekly joke when we did the pod, because Joe, who used to do it with us, he loves America, and he'd be waiting for us to mention Donald Trump, and me and Charlie would go off on one, and he'd just be like that with his head in his hands, like, I'm never going to be able to go to America. I still think that's why he left the pod, if I'm being honest, because he wants to go to
I love America. I think America is such a wonderful country. I went to Florida last year, took the family, and it's just unfortunate who your leader is.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, that's what it is. And luckily, after this next term, he can't run again anyway, and then he'll get indicted. And hopefully sent to prison, so.
Hopefully the midterms he'll lose power to the Senate there, won't he? And
I think that's in November, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's what I missed. I went from the sounds of it, and that's how backwards America can be. Is sooner have Donald Trump over a woman or a black woman. You know, these change. Kamala Harris should have been given out of the two. She's a politician.
Yeah.
And she would have. Why not give her the go? You know, Joe Biden didn't give us a lot of confidence by beating him, but at least he beat him and took him out. And then we need younger politicians as well. Get Andy Burnham.
Yeah.
Well, he's PM now, isn't he? Or is it today he gets
Burnham's
sworn in?
PM, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's doing away with the ID cards, which is going to save $2 billion, apparently, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't realise it wasn't that much. Yeah, he's more about getting the cost of living down. You know, he's going to start. He's looking at opening up the oil fields as well. You know, and gas fields, so we're not reliant on.
We need Burnham and Count Binface. That's what politics needs.
Oh yeah, that's incredible, man. I hope he beats Farage. We all hope he beats Farage.
It would be so funny.
I think that the place has got to rally and just make sure it happens. I mean, because it'd probably be the most famous political moment ever if that happens. It's got to be, hasn't it? Count Bin.
Yeah, it'd be absolutely glorious.
Yeah.
I think people are going to go out and vote just for the fucking hell of it. I mean, just you know, they've got to, haven't they? But, you know.
Well, man, is he?
Speaks volumes, doesn't it?
When is that? When is that vote? Do we know? Do you know when it is?
Not sure.
I'm not sure. Is it the campus? Should we Google it?
Yeah. Because if I'm away when it's on, I might have a night on the beer, just watching the results coming in.
It'd be quite amusing to see if Binface does win, if he's allowed to wear his bin in Parliament, wouldn't it?
Well,
13th of August.
That's not long, is it?
He was being interviewed, and they said, you know, because you isn't about time now. You took your bin off, so you know you're actually it's actually quite serious. This, and he just turned around and said, "I knew you'd get to this sooner or later." Like, there's no way. Why should I change?
Yeah, he's brilliant. Well, I'm in Tenerife on the results day, so I'm the same as you. I'll celebrate.
You go and have a beer, nice.
It'd just be another beer, though, won't it, Colin?
Yeah.
Just be the next one that you'll raise. It's an interesting landscape, but do you think Burnham's going to bring Labour back from? Because I mean, Starmer's fucking decimated the Labour. I was always a Labour man, and I've been a Labour councillor, and I've stood in elections and campaigned and all that years ago. I actually left the Labour Party when Jeremy Corbyn stood. And the reason for that, I like his politics, I like his ideology, but like we just mentioned about America, I just don't think somebody of that time of life is going to be effective in government, so to speak. So I didn't think he could lead Labour to a government. But do you think Andy's going to come in? I know he's done wonders in Manchester, hasn't he?
It feels like he will. Again, I'm disillusioned with politics. I think they're all the same at the minute. I think I've grown up as in a Labour family. My granddad, my dad.
Yeah.
So that's why I started voting Labour, and I was kind of into what Labour, like old school Labour.
Yeah.
Whereas I think modern Labour, I don't see much difference between them and the Conservatives.
No.
I think politics has always been it's Labour or Tory, with Lib Dem in third.
Yeah.
And it's always been that thing, and the coalition didn't help matters at all, and so there's not much in it at all for So I'm hoping Burnham comes in and makes that change to old school Labour, without going too much into it. Because you don't want to devise anyone, do you? Who's watching and stuff. But I think politics can be great, but it's been a shit show for so long. We've had so many unelected prime ministers.
Yeah.
Because people keep quitting or ousting people. You know, so similar to what you're saying now with Jeremy Corbyn. You know, Tories for years dominated because if they didn't like someone, they made sure they stayed in power and then sorted it out.
Yeah.
Whereas what Labour did with Jeremy Corbyn, all the supporters went, no, we don't want Corbyn, so we're not going to vote. You know what I mean? So whereas now, look, Keir Starmer's gone because he had to. He lost the confidence, didn't he? And
Yeah.
Burnham's in, and hopefully he can do a change. But again, he's unelected. He's just replaced Starmer. He was never voted in from the country. So it'll be interesting. They won't call a general, will they? So there's talks of a general coming.
No. We got to. Is it 29?
Maybe give Burnham this couple of years now to see what he can do, and then.
Well, hopefully it'll be the downfall of Farage, won't it? We have to call him Farage on Chris.
I don't allow Farage. I don't. It's not Farage because it's not garage. It's garage. So it's Farage, isn't it?
So, I mean, I think we've got the downfall of him, and I think without him, I think the Reform Party's knackered, isn't it? You know, I think that'll be the end of the Reform Party.
But then the Restore thing's come in, hasn't it? The whole Restore, which is even further to the right.
You'll always get that though. There's always a BNP or a Britain's First or a whatever, and you know, it's just there. It's like it's the equivalent of in hospitality. There's a pub for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, it's people want to vote, then they vote. That's democracy.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing is beautiful about this country is we've got democracy, and it doesn't always work in your favour. Brexit being the main one. Like I voted, I don't mind. You know, I voted to remain. I know people who voted to leave, and you had your reasons to do so. It's just what it is, and that's what made me laugh. Like, because obviously it was the closest vote. You couldn't get closer, could it? The Brexit vote, and the amount of people who voted to remain and said, "Oh no, we need to have a re-vote. It was too close." Well, it doesn't work like that. Because then what's to say we win the second one, and then it's best 2 out of 3, and it becomes a mockery. So you know, we just have to. Reform got a lot of seats in the last elections, the by-elections and stuff, but they didn't win councils.
No.
Because my partner was worried, saying, "Oh, what if they get more and more and then take over the country?" I went, well, they can't because you can get seats, no problem.
Yeah.
But you have to get in the councils. You have to be in charge of Manchester Council, Liverpool Council, whatever.
Yeah.
In order to then make it a play. And like I say, I think this country will always be Tory or Labour.
Yeah.
I just don't see even Lib Dems a third place. It'll always be that way.
They've kind of gone a bit by the wayside, haven't they, the Lib Dems? Kind of.
The coalition was the worst thing to happen to them.
Yeah. Well, they offered a ladder to the moon on everything, didn't they? And then obviously because they didn't get full control, and no one ever expected them to, so they could offer those ladders. And then obviously the Tories just quashed everything they wanted to do, didn't they? So it was.
I mean, it's not politics. So I watch Question Time, and it's a zoo, isn't it? The way they all.
Yeah.
And that's a tough gig. I've done some tough gigs, but standing up with the opposite party, and it's just a bear pit.
Yeah, I can imagine, like we've said about the anxiety we get just before going on stage. As soon as somebody laughs, we're all right. There's none of that, is there, if you're going up and giving a speech in front of Parliament when the country's not loving you and the opposition benches are just cheering you. You know, you've got to get through that, haven't you? You've just got to get through it. Like it's like that car show when you're coming home and 3 of you have been gone off and the one of you's won. Never going to be nice. Never going to be nice. Look, we've gone over the hour there, mate. Thank you ever so much for joining us. It's been marvellous. I look forward to seeing the bit that we did as well for your green room. Do you want to plug your stuff, mate? We don't have many viewers, but it's every little help.
So what I've done on my Colin Manford comedian page, I've set up the subscription because obviously as a self-employed entertainer, it's some months are great, some are not. So a way of supporting us is these kind of subscriptions. So I've set one up. It's called Colin Manford's Green Room. So you can be part of my green room. It's 99p a month, so it's not too much. And I just release every day the green room videos. So I have a 5-minute chat with comedians, not just comedians actually. I might open it up to just anyone. And yeah, literally 7 o'clock every night. You can catch a 5-minute chat. So we've had Vince Atta, Kimmy K, Rachel Krieger, Chris, yours will be tonight, but obviously not tonight because this will go out after today.
Yeah.
So it was a great chat. But whenever you sign up for it, you get all the videos. Jason's going to do one. I've got Deliso Chaponda coming on, and
Brilliant.
Steve Royal, Tiny Tim. So they're all going to jump on. So if you want to support me, you can jump on that. And if not, just like Colin Manford, playing comedy. And that's all my plugs.
And if anyone out there is interested in giving comedy a go, obviously,
get in touch.
Was it info@colinmanford.co.uk?
.com.
.com, sorry. Yeah.
info@colinmanford.com, or just catch me on the social media. And like I say, if there's enough interest in one area, we could definitely accommodate it.
Sort something out. Brilliant. Anything from you, Charlie?
Are we doing the feature?
Oh, sorry, I forgot all about that. Are you all right for another few minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I forgot about it. I'll hand over to Charlie to end on this.
So you've obviously listened to loads of our podcasts and done a lot of research, haven't you, Colin? So you'll know all about the Animal Showdown.
Absolutely, yeah. But just remind me, though.
It'll all become clear, Colin. It's mental, this. We have to let him have his little bit, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah. A bit of comedy. Right. Okay, I've just got to... Oh, my God, what's going on? Yeah, I've just got to play the jingle. As you can see, we're well prepped. Welcome to the Funny Farm. The lads are back, causing harm, talking shite but full of charm. It's the Funny Farm Showdown. Hello and welcome to this week's Funny Farm Showdown. And today's category is animals most likely to be a politician.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. He knows, he's on it, he knows. So you've got to give us an animal most likely to be a politician and the reasons behind it.
Okay, I will go with a cat.
Ooh.
Because cats show no loyalty. They do what they do to get the job done. You think you own your cat, but it's got 3 other owners knocking around, so it's going around canvassing all the time. And they're very arrogant cats. They know they're cute, and they will let you stroke them on their time, on their terms. And I think that's a politician. They'll do door knocking. They'll get in charge. They'll do what they need to do to get power. And then as soon as the shit hits the fan, they'll go somewhere else. So I'm back in the
He's very good at this. You've raised the bar. You've set a high bar there. You're very good at this, Colin. I'm impressed. You sure you've not done this before?
I'll be honest with you, Colin. I don't think I've won one of these ever. So it's between me and you. You've done a very good answer there. I'm going to go for a rabbit because, again, down the loyalty thing, you think that they're being loyal to you, but behind your back, they're fucking everything else that moves, aren't they? And I think that's pretty much what the politicians do to us, don't they? They say one thing, but then they do something completely different.
Mm.
As you all know, Colin's won this week.
Well done, Colin, mate. Well done.
That on my CV.
If you know anybody who needs any jingles, give us a shout.
It's a great jingle.
He normally shouts. I mean, you may know Gary Barlow. I don't know. Up in that area.
I've got links to him.
He's got links. So Charlie's always saying, if anyone can put me in touch with Gary Barlow, you know, he'd like to collaborate with him and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest, you try and get Jason onto your pod next. And what's the networking? So is it so many degrees of separation? You're only ever 4 or 5 connections from where you need to be. So if you can get Jay on your pod, he will probably be able to get you info on Barlow.
Barlow, yeah.
Jason loved the Animal Showdown.
Maybe,
he'd be great.
Maybe next time you see Jason, just mention the Funny Farm Showdown. Don't mention anything about the pod being.
No, you can't mention that to him. It has to be a surprise at the end.
Yeah. I'll say to Jay, you've got to get on this podcast. They've got tens of viewers.
Yeah.
So
You know,
a little bit like England playing in Argentina.
In 6 months' time, we might break 50. You never know.
Fingers crossed.
But thank you ever so much for joining us, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Follow us on Facebook, everybody, Instagram, TikTok. We're on all of that stuff. Obviously, the episode will be live at 8 o'clock every Wednesday and Friday, the episode. This one's on a Monday, though, so we may get this one out tonight, so that'll be good. Yeah, follow Colin on everything that he's already mentioned. Please follow me on Facebook, Chris Richmond, and on Instagram and TikTok at Chris Rich Comedian. And we love you all. We'll see you next time. Thank you ever so much for joining us. See you later.